Some of y'all been commenting that you think I'm full of bull. No. After this video, you'll know what I'm full of. Bologna and Spam. Smoked beef bologna with a great flavor and a glaze, and Spam 2 ways. You don't want to miss it, folks. We're helping you stretch that dollar in these hard times. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by the backyard on another great day it is. We're so glad to have you, new viewers, old viewers, everybody. We just glad you come by, because what are we talking about today? Two of my favorites, old-time classics. Something that you overlook at times, something you think, I don't know if I really want that or not. These have been around forever and ever, and they will get the job done. They will fill your stomach. They will taste good. But you're thinking, I don't know, Cowboy Kent, what can we do with bologna and Spam? Well, folks, let me tell you a little story at first. I was at a horse sale one time, and they bring in this old gray horse. Winter hair was on him about that long, and he looked bad. He was cheap. All he needed was a little grooming, a little fine touching. He come out looking like good enough to run the Kentucky Derby, he did. And folks, we're going to transform this bologna and this Spam today 2 ways for the Spam. But we are going to smoke that bologna to give it such a great flavor. So folks, before we go along any further, I think you should know, hey, y'all always comment about my shirts and my boots, you know, they be looking good. Ariat, I am so glad they are a sponsor. They clothe us well, because folks, sometimes I'm like that old gray horse that come through that ring. I need a little gussying up to make me look good. But hey, they know everybody's going through a tough time now, and they know it's sort of hard on folks. So they have decided they would team up with some of us, and we are going to have the opportunity to have a $100 gift certificate from Ariat.com. And we're going to have this information, how you can enter and win this, a little later in the video. So be sure you don't quit, as you want to stick around. And hey folks, I'm tipping my hat to the Ariat folks for helping out. So stick around, you don't want to miss it. Well folks, let's talk about this beef bologna. Now there's all kinds of bologna when you go in the store. It'll say bologna, made with chicken, turkey, tennis shoes, horns, basketballs, stuff like that. Now, I want you to go on and look through that bologna till you find the one that says all beef bologna, okay? Take this bologna out of the icebox about 30-40 minutes ahead of time just to let it warm up. It's going to cut our smoking time down. It will. When I was a small child, we did eat a lot of bologna at my house, and my daddy always called it red rind steak. Big says, I smell something good. Got some tail wagging going on there, Big. Now, there are certain things that you can do to this to even make this better. And we have a lot of stuff that is missing, as always, when we film. I am going to call this right here the top of the bologna, okay? And I am going to just take my knife and run in there about that deep. And then I'm going to come right over here, and I'm going to cut me a V cross section out of this bologna where it looks about like that. Now, some of y'all may have seen our Christmas ham video to where we put some little diamonds in there. Well, I want you to take that and just run it across here halfway down. Come right back to it, run her across here halfway down. One more time here. Just keep going till you get to the end of the bologna, or what we would call the butt end of the bologna. Turn him around. Let's just do the same thing. We'll just start right here and come back up, because if it ain't symmetrical, the Big and the Duke will be down on me. Now what this does as it cooks is it's going to let them juices,
now you're doing a diamond,
get down in there, and then we're going to come back and diamond cut it to where this is prettier than any Christmas ham you ever saw in your life, folks. We're going to take a vessel called a cast iron skillet, something that you can throw on that old smoker or the grill that you don't mind getting smoked all over. It's just going to give more flavor anyway. But I want to have a little moisture in here, something that's going to help keep it. And what's that going to be, folks? Lemon lime soda pop it is. It takes about a half a cup, which is about nearly that much. We're going to add just a little, which is be that half a cup Sprite ready to go. So let's just leave that right over here for just one moment. And let's mix up this wonderful little rub that's going to go on top. What is it? Some brown sugar. Then we're going to go some honey Dijon mustard, because I want a little of that sweetness in there, and mustard is really good. It's going to help it sort of glaze over. So we're going to use about that much, which is just right, or maybe a little more than I had in mind, but that's what it's going to be. Some Worcestershire sauce, which is about a tablespoon, which is about that much. Some onion powder, as Justin Wilson would say. And some coarse ground black pepper. Now we're going to mix all that up right here really well, but you want it to be sort of like a peanut butter. Wipe this utensil off because it is very important at this time. I want you to come right in here, give him a little twist, and we're going to leave him in there and cook him like that. It's one of them turkey popper outers. You'll know it's done. You know what's going to happen, folks. Garlic cloves, but I want you to push them down in there. Just come back and put you another. All right, folks, guess what this trough is for?
I have no idea.
Anybody know? It's to give it better ventilation as it comes out. It'll be aerodynamic and be able to fly faster. You know what it's for, folks.
I don't.
It is for some jalapeno. And if some of that falls off down in the Sprite that's in there, it ain't gonna hurt a thing. Let's take this wonderful peanut butter rub and let's just go to smearing it in here. Try to get it in some of them cracks. Get your spatula, because I want this stuff to be able to sit up there and get some good flavors. Go ahead and cover them little jalapenos up with it. Looks good enough to eat now. Let's just go ahead and slice it and get some bread. We'll be good to go. We'll come out here with us some hardwood lump oak, and we have built us a fire. We're going to try to run about 250, 265 long in there, because folks, we're just going to let this cook for about 3 hours probably, to where we can get good caramelization, get some of that smoke in there. We'll come back a little later on, add some mesquite. You can add fruit wood, whatever hardwood you want to throw in there to give you some good smoke flavor. We'll do that about 30 minutes in after it's been cooking. Well, we got her ready to go. I have built a fire in there, like I said, with them hardwood coals, raked them all to this end. We're calling indirect heat now, we are. So we're gonna put our bologna down here on this end. And if you put this on the grill, folks, just directly on there, that bottom side tends to burn. So that's what this is for, and it's gonna help create a little steaming effect. So let's shut the lid and let her go. I got a vent open here about halfway. I got one over here closed that we're going to open about halfway, and we are good to go. About 30 minutes more, we'll come back here, go to adding some smoke to it about every 35 to 45 minutes, so we get a lot of good smoke flavor laying over there, coming up over that bologna, make you want to do the bologna shuffle. Well, while we're letting that good beef bologna smoke over and get some of that great flavors to it, let's go on to specimen number 2, Spam. Yes. A guy told me one time, Spam, S-P-A-M, something posing as meat. Folks, I don't believe that. This stuff is good, and we can transform it just like that bologna to where you have so many things you can do with it. Now, I took just a regular old grater and just grated that Spam in a bowl. And then I'll be adding me one of them cans of Hatch green chilies, some cheese, some onion, some minced garlic, and we are good to go. Make sure you got that mayo in there. Mix it all up good, because we want that consistency to make a nice little meatball. But like I say, folks, you may have to adjust your mayonnaise content. I think I started with a half a cup, and that's all I needed. But also remember what? Duke's mayo. It's the best, folks. It is. Now, we've got us some peanut oil over here heating in this contraption I rigged up for y'all today. We want to try to get that temperature of 350 degrees. I'd be liking to take me, which I just got 2 eggs beat up here, and I just like to give them a little washing. Not though they be dirty, no, they just need a little extra help to get all this good panko to stick on them, because I want them to be crispy all the way around. Just drop them in there, give them a good little rolling and patting. Now, don't just drop them over in there, folks. They might... You've seen we had a little mishap here on the filming of the episode, but due to this good engineering, we got it back. Don't just drop them in there. I want you to just place them in there right gingerly so we don't lose none of that good coating. And we're gonna cook them till they are good and brown. We're gonna have to roll them around just a little. Ooh-wee. Look at them pretty little creatures. Now folks, that's what you call dressing something up fit to go to the ball. It is ready to get on the good dudes and have a party now. I'm telling you, we have took this Spam to a whole new level. Don't be thinking you're gonna pop one of them in your mouth right now. Burn the hair off what? Y'all know what I'm finna say. A frog's butt. It sure will. But I like them just like this, and I like to listen to this sound as your teeth sink into them. That cheese is all melted and run through there. And folks, I'm a little gimp-legged today, so we're gonna do the one-legged dance we are. That's about it, but hey, stick with me because we're getting the other version of this out, a Spam breakfast hash. Well, been about 30 minutes it has. Let's take a peek in there. You can see things are beginning to spread out a little, and it's time to add some smoke. It is, but folks, I want you to take your knife, and now just take this, stick it down in there. That's going to let some of that get to the middle. Just stick her on down in there and let that sauce just run in there. Don't be wasting none of it. Like I said, you can add any of your favorite hardwood to it at this time, whether it be hickory, pecan, fruit wood, whatever you want to get. Just put some in there because we do want it to get some smoke. Well, I promised you Spam a second way and some Spam breakfast hash. Woo, don't get no better than that, folks. And all you got to do to start this out with is a ½ pound of your favorite pork sausage. Just take your wooden mesquite spatula. You ain't got one. I bet Shane can fix you up, her and Andy, where you can have one. Go ahead and just chunk this up to where it can go to be breaking down. And see this pop top lid? Well, pop a top again we are. And we're going to get that Spam out of there. Look at that, folks. And we're going to chunk it this time. So just get it chunked up best you can, and we'll slice it again. We have just begun to brown. We have. So we're going to go ahead and add the onion. Then we're going to add the jalapeno. At this time, I would recommend that you not scratch your butt nor your eyes after you get through handling these hot peppers. And folks, remember I was telling you that we was going to use some type of potato? Well, we sort of in a hurry today, and we have more blowing objects, so we're just going to let it blow. Look out there, tongueless. We're at a diced hash brown potatoes. Got about 2 cups. Let's go ahead and chunk them on in there. And we're just gonna let all that get to cooking till them taters get brown and everything is right with the world. If you got a lid you can cover this with for a little bit, it'll help soften them onions a little quicker. But me, I ain't got one with me today, so we're gonna do it this method. And at this time, folks, would be a good time to put some mesquite seasoning on it because it's got a little bit of that ancho chili in there, which I need, but also some of that good mesquite flavor. Well, folks, it didn't take but about maybe 5 to 6 minutes to get all this done. Stirring occasionally, you are. You want to look when them potatoes are soft. If you want to fry them separately and get them a little crispy and then throw them back in there, you can, but I like them this way. We need to put some cheese on top of it because Dookie loves cheese, and I do too, and the folks in Wisconsin told me they did. So now, maybe y'all caught that video that we did on some fried eggs, the perfect fried egg, in fact. I was going to fry 1, but Shan said, no, I think we need to fry 3. So we got to have some butter in the skillet first. And that is number 3. Remember what I told you in that video, and you can look it up, a little water. And we're going to let them go till they are the perfect fried egg. And slide them right in there in the middle of that. Well, now, if I'd have been paying a little more attention, that egg yolk would have run out of there so quick and easy, but I guarantee you that rascal right there will still eat. Take me back to Tulsa time like Don Edwards with the one-footed dance, because this one don't work. It's about as good as it's going to get today, folks. Whoo! Fine dining it is. fried up with that sausage, them taters in there. But really, the Spam and the onion jalapeno, they went out on this deal. It is a horse to finish the race. Well, we've been on 3.5 hours, so let's get that beef off that there hasty bake. We don't need no meat probe for this because, like I say, it was already a done deal. We just trying to enhance them flavors in there with that little spread we put on it, plus them garlic cloves that are embedded down in there. But I want you to leave it on about 3.5 hours, or until you see these diamonds become more pronounced and you get you some good smoke color all the way around this. I mean, that is what I call a really pretty dish. Now I ask you to let this cool about 10 minutes before you slice it, and then you can slice it, eat it, put it on a sandwich, serve it by itself. And if you're gonna save this, which I don't think you can eat all this at one time, let it cool thoroughly before you place it in the ice box. Or you can slice it all individually and let it cool and then place it in there. Well, folks, I don't know about y'all, but I know that is some fine dining for sure. The smell you get off that little sauce that we mixed up and put on there with that good mustard, some of that Worcestershire, and then you just get that garlic and jalapeno brown sugar just to glaze it all over there. It is what you call the ultimate dining experience. It is. And I want y'all to know that it is probably 80-something degrees here today, supposed to be 38 tomorrow. And these two pups have worked hard out here today, so I'd like to make sure they get the first sample. Duke says, hey, you're calling my number, buddy. There you go, buddy boy. All right, good job. I want to thank y'all so much because I know you got hot. Folks, this is my favorite slice in this smoked bologna because you get all that good caramelization that's run across there, and it's got all that great flavor. Dookie says, hey, I be liking some of this. As Colonel Sanders once said, and he'd say it again if he was eating some beef bologna off that smoker, this is finger licking good and make me want to do the what? The bologna swirl. With a bad knee, that's about all you're going to get today, folks. Gather around that table. Thanks the Lord for the blessings you have. And folks, y'all can say it, but hey, I'm not full of bull, I'm full of bologna. Folks, we sure do want to thank the Ariat folks for giving someone a chance to win a $100 gift certificate from Ariat.com. And the rules and everything you need to know will be down there below. We're going to let this go a week, and then we're going to find some comment that we think is the very best. You got to make a comment down there about what you liked about this and them Ariat clothes you be looking so good in. Well, as always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept this old flag flying over this country that we could keep it safe all the time. We appreciate you each and every one. But folks, we have so much to be thankful for right now. We do. The doctors, the EMTs, all the nurses, all the staff, the cleaning people at hospital. But also, folks, we owe a big debt of gratitude for all them folks that are keeping the lights on, keeping us fed, them truck drivers, them people driving rail cars. Everybody that is making something to get America fed. And we will survive this because we are Americans and that's what we do. For all you people watching this all over the United States, bond together. Even though we can't hold hands in your hearts. Hey, give thanks to the glory of God for what we got and celebrate because it is a great day above the grass. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you down the bologna and Spam trail.
This is a bunch of baloney.
I didn't know what you was doing. I'm sorry, I'll back up. You need a muffler bad. Years ago, frogs was born with hair on their butt.